Welcome to the Billionaire Belief Show. This is your host, Dhane Diesil, and I want to thank you for tuning in as always. Today, we're going to be talking about billionaire Robert F. Smith's gesture gratitude and paying it forward. He is basically pledged to pay off the Morehouse class of 2019 student loan debt. So we'll kind of hop into that real quick and then, we'll wrap it up. But obviously, let's dive in. Let's pull up so I was scrolling through the social medias and I came across this post. No, actually it was on Facebook and I saw this post earlier this morning and I saw this on someone's page. And because I know who Robert F. Smith is, Vista Equity Partners, they basically, he basically used to work for like one of the big banks. I want to say Goldman Sachs, something like that. And he eventually started his own private equity firm where they basically invest in software as a service companies, so SaaS companies that focus on enterprise software. And enterprise software is kind of like operating systems specifically for certain businesses for certain tasks, like whole suites of like basically like a SaaS could be like a business's own version of like a QuickBooks or operating system like a Windows. So that's basically what he does. And he's made him a billionaire. And I looks like he was the commencement speaker at Morehouse College's graduation. It's graduation season right now. And this is what his gift to the class was. He basically pledged to pay all of their debt off. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen immediately. But this the gesture, the that matters, that counts. You know what I'm saying? Here's a black man, African American man, I should say, who a man of African American descent, I should say, who has went to a college that was created for men of African American descent to get higher education, and he's coming back paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? He, like you said, he's a man of African American descent himself who's done well, and now he's giving back. So, we often hear about billionaires and millionaires. Well, the word out on the street, at least, is that these people, they're greedy or they're selfish. But the reality is let's not let a few bad apples ruin the bunch. There's definitely some who are entitled and privileged and think the world should bow at their feet, who don't think that anything that ain't got their last name is worthy of any sort of humanity. But then you got something like this guy, you know what I'm saying? And like I think I personally I believe this is a big deal. Because these students, are gonna initially, I mean, I'm pretty sure they get it, but they're not gonna really feel it until years down the line when they're talking to some of their peers who went to other universities who didn't have a billionaire come and pledge to pay off their student loan debt. And let's see how much a year Morehouse costs. Morehouse College tuition. See how much tuition costs. So it's saying that undergrad tuition and fees for 2016, 2017 was $26,742. So if we take $26,742 times 4 years in school, so about $100,000. So it basically costs $100,000 over 4 years just to cover tuition and fees. And remember, tuition and fees doesn't cover food, and in some instances, housing, clothing, books, things of that nature. Sometimes that doesn't cost that. Going out on trips. Every college kid want to do something for spring break, and as well as some of the other expenses that one would occur while being in college. But So we know it's 100,000. So some of these kids more than likely have close to, if not $100,000 in student loan debt. And while they were sitting at their graduation, listening to yet another speaker, they heard that, and I know that the ears perked up. If you look at the video of the gentleman, I mean, if you look at the video when he's announcing it, there was a gentleman in the bottom left-hand corner. Looks like he was a professor more than likely, or an administrator, because he was sitting on the stage. But here's the face he made. I mean, should go to show like the gravity of what he did, or what his statement means, because like that man knew exactly what that man was saying when he made that statement. But all in all, what I'm saying, good work here, good gesture right here. But all in all, this being Billionaire Belief, wealth. So we always about wealth builders. So here we have a man, who built some wealth and now was able to be in a position to do this. So they said, by the medias, they're saying that this grant ultimately, when it's all said and done, should be somewhere around $40 million, which to him is more than likely a drop in the bucket. But 40 million, like he's investing in these kids' futures in a way. That's what he's doing with this grant. He's investing in these kids' future. He's giving them a awesome, head start. He's giving them, in a sense, he's giving these brothers an opportunity to begin with no debt. To begin their lives with no debt. I mean, their quote unquote working adult lives, their introduction to the real world with no debt. Like you said, I want to be in a position to do this for a group of graduates at some point in my life. That is one of my goals. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to go back to the University of California, Riverside, where I graduated from. Go back to the Black grad and be able to make a statement like this. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'll make it first and keep it G. But then I'll also make it for the other graduation from the college that I graduated from there. But all in all, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is major, bro. Like, this is big right here. So shouts out to them. Kudos to these kids for an amazing head start in the real life world. But once again, what are some of the takeaways we can get from this this moment in time? I would say, one, it pays to be a billionaire. Pays to be a millionaire. Ultimately, it pays to be wealthy. It pays to be financially literate, and it pays to have business acumen. It pays to want to build something and want to create something. Because if he had still been an employee at Goldman Sachs, I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't be in a position to do this. So understand that there's, once again, in a previous video, the best chance that you have at becoming a millionaire is by starting your own business. So this man started his own business and became a billionaire. But like I said, I'm not saying that this is going to be my story or your story, but I'm pretty sure someone listening, this will be their story. Hopefully I can inspire them to do what it is that they want to do in life on a grand stage, and eventually get to a point in a position where they can do something like this. And when you do, just make sure you shout your boy out. I appreciate it. But all in all, what I'm saying, this is big right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is big. This is big. This is big. So like you said, just know that it pays to be wealthy too. Like you said, you put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's talked about how much he wants to help young African American men coming up behind him, and now he's putting rubber to the road. So big shout out to him. And then I think another lesson we can get from this is just the power of investment. Once again, he's covering these kids' student loans with this grant and all that he has pledged to pay. But, what he really has done is invested in these kids' future. So to him, he could look at this as a $40 million position in the, Morehouse class of 2019. So throughout, the life of this investment, he can be able to look back and, know that, all right, this man who made this or did this or was able to go this and do that, he had a part in that. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to them. Shouts out to them kids. Like I said before, y'all, I hope y'all appreciate this gift that y'all just got, because this man has just blessed you. But all in all, you know what I'm saying, you still got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? You will still have to start your own business. You go still have to figure out a market that's going to be good for you to go into. And once you figure out what that market is, then you're going to have to figure out a way to like get clients and then deliver your product. And then once you have figured out a way to do that to where you can sell $1 million worth for more a year, shouts out to Tim Connolly for that game. You feel me? Then, you'll know something about business. So this man obviously knows something about business. You feel me? Because I'm pretty sure, his business is doing well over $1 million in gross and more than likely net profit as well. So, he's definitely somebody you want to listen to and study up on. And, and just as a man of African-American descent, you know what I'm saying? Like Robert F. Smith is definitely somebody that you want to, learn about. And see if there's some wisdom you can get from him. I do know about him personally. Learned about him a couple years ago when I was doing some homeworks at some point of my time. But yeah, I know, I definitely know who the man was. That's why when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's big right there, big enough for me to also make a show about it. But all in all, I'm saying, shouts out to Robert F. Smith for good looking out, for helping this next generation. And if you were part of this, or if you are part of the class of 2019 from Morehouse College and you're listening today, my words to you will be, don't take this gift for granted. You know what I'm saying? Get your financial literacy on point. I gotta, get your financial literacy on point. And make sure that you don't spoil this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have an opportunity to go into the real world, and whether you want to be an employee or be an entrepreneur, that is definitely your choice. But know that you're in pristine territory to do great things. And irregardless if you decide to be an employee or entrepreneur, you're still going to earn money. And what you do with that money is going to, determine the type of future you're going to have for yourself. Some of us start off fast. Some of us start off slow. Some of us don't start at all. But don't be the last. So get started. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you some good, good head start. Make the most of it. So as always, thank you for watching. Appreciate you for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or shoot me an email at billionairebelief@gmail.com. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BBWCN. On Facebook, you can find us at Billionaire Belief, and that'll do it. So until next time, wealth builders, this is your host, Dhane Diesil from the Billionaire Belief Show, where our goal is to help you break your family cycle of poverty, and we all just one belief away, one cycle away. So let's make it do what we do. Peace.